Hello students, how are you? This is the continuation class of kinematics, motion in a straight line. Kinematics part 8. So, in previous classes we learned about distance, displacement, speed, velocity, average velocity, average speed, instantaneous velocity, instantaneous speed, acceleration, average acceleration, instantaneous acceleration, all those things, and equations of motions also we learned. Now, also one bullet problem also we learn. Bullet penetrate into the wooden blocks. Now, second application we will do. Case 1 is over now. Case 2. So, consider the wooden blocks. So, length of each wooden block is x. So on. Suppose I took like this wooden blocks 1, 2, 3, so on, m wooden blocks. So if I fire the bullet through this wooden block with velocity, initial velocity u, when it penetrates through the first plank, wooden plank, it comes out of from the wooden plank. So its velocity becomes 1 by nth of its initial velocity. That means this bullet velocity becomes u bar by 1 by nth of its initial velocity. Then to stop this bullet, how many such wooden planks I needed? How many such wooden planks I need? That I am going to calculate. Suppose I need m wooden planks to make this velocity of bullet, final velocity of bullet 0. When final velocity of bullet becomes 0, then bullet will stop. So how many such wooden blocks we require? That we are going to calculate. So now, when a bullet velocity becomes, if bullet velocity becomes 1 by nth of its initial velocity after penetrating or passing through. Penetrating a plank. A plank means first plank. Okay. To stop the bullet, how many wooden planks required? To stop the bullet, how many wooden planks? Wooden planks required, that we are going to calculate today. Okay. So now we use the formula v square minus v square is equal to 2s. In this velocity, initial velocity having, final velocity having, displacement as well as acceleration also having. So to find number of the planks required to stop the bullet, when the bullet crosses the first plank, its velocity becomes 1 by nth of its initial velocity. Then how to find number of planks required? So number of planks required, m planks we already denoted by diagram. So now, so u square minus v square minus u square is equal to s formula we are going to apply. So when the bullet started with initial velocity u bar, when it crosses the first plank, its final velocity becomes u by n. So final velocity v square minus initial velocity u square is equal to 2as. Here s means how much it passes through, how much distance it passes through the first plank. So x distance. Instead of s, I am going to put displacement x. Is it clear? So this is the final velocity when the bullet crosses the first plank. This is the initial velocity of the bullet, and this is the displacement. X is the displacement made by the bullet while crossing the first plank. Okay, clear? Now let this equation be 1, equation 1. Next, coming to next one, when bullet passes the mth plank, so final velocity will become 0. Final velocity 0. It started with initial velocity u bar. So 2a acceleration of the bullet. And displacement, how much it displaces? How many planks it displaces? M planks. So each plank length is x. So mx. Total displacement is mx, m into x. Okay. Now this will be this equation 2. Now divide equation 2 by 1 to solve the m value, number of planks required or number of wooden blocks required. Wooden planks or wooden blocks. Okay. So divide. Equation 2 is divided by equation 1. So what will get equation 2? I am going to write here. So 2amx divided by 2ax is equal to minus u bar square divided by u bar by n whole square minus u bar square. So, okay. Here 2 gets cancelled. What things gets cancelled? 2 a x also gets cancelled. What left behind that you have to see. So you have left behind is m left. M value also we need, no? M value only we need. That's why m is equal to. Here we have to take out minus u square common. So minus u square already we have in numerator. In denominator we are taking out minus u square. So if you take out minus u square, this one becomes 1. This one becomes plus having the 1 minus it will become minus. So u square already we took out now. 1 by n square. Okay. Here minus u bar square gets cancelled. This will become 1 by n square minus 1 by n square. N square minus 1 by n square will get. Okay. Any doubt here? So finally, the n square goes to the numerator. So number of planks required to stop the bullet whose initial velocity is u is m is equal to n square by n square minus 1. What is the n value represents here? N value represents what? N value represents here. If the bullet velocity becomes 1 by nth of its initial velocity. 1 by nth of its initial velocity. This one is n. Okay, in terms of n only be written. Because n is given no 1 by nth. 1 by nth means 1 by third, 1 by fourth, 1 by fifth. If you give like that, you can substitute and get in this answer. Okay? Clear? Note on this. Copy it. Next question. Next application. Case 3. Finish. This is kinematic part 8th. Motion in a straight line. Motion in a straight line. Case 3. Case 3. In this case, we have considered only single wooden plank. Single wooden plank. So we have considered invisible wooden planks. No? In this case, we will consider a single wooden block or wooden plank, and we will fire the bullet through it. So how much distance it travels passes through the wooden plank to make its velocity 0, final velocity, or to stop the bullet. That we are going to prove here. So now you see here, consider a wooden plank. Here you have to consider single wooden plank. Single wooden plank. Okay. So now consider a bullet. So initial velocity of bullet is u bar. Suppose it crosses, it passes through the wooden plank through a distance x. Through a distance x. It crosses the wooden plank through a distance x. Its velocity loss is 1 by nth of its initial velocity. Its velocity loss is 1 by nth of its initial velocity. That means its velocity become u bar by n. So what is the remaining distance? Let the remaining distance be y. So final velocity you have to make it 0 so that to stop that bullet. Okay. So now if a bullet losses its velocity, losses 1 by nth of its initial velocity, 1 by nth of its initial velocity, of its initial velocity when it penetrate x distance, distance of plank, x distance of plank. So how much distance the further distance travel before it comes to rest? Find further distance it travel or passes. Travel to comes to rest. Travel by it to comes to rest. So let that remaining distance be x. Remaining distance be y. Suppose it travels y distance to comes to rest. Okay, clear? Now you see. So final velocity after crossing a x distance in a plank, final velocity u bar by n whole square minus initial velocity is equal to 2a. How much distance it traveled? X distance it traveled. Okay, 2ax. Let this equation be 1. First equation is over. Next coming to second equation. When it comes to rest, final velocity become 0. So final velocity, it starts with initial velocity u bar square and acceleration a 2a, and how much total distance it traveled? X plus y. Let this equation be 2. Now same way you have to divide these two equations. And find the y value. You have to find y value. So divide equation 2 is divided by equation 1. So what you get here? I am going to write here. Divide equation 2 by equation 1. So equation 2a x plus y divided by 2ax is equal to minus u bar square divided by u bar minus u bar by n whole square minus u bar square. Okay, clear? So here what things get cancelled? 2 gets cancelled and acceleration a also gets cancelled. 2 gets cancelled, acceleration a also cancelled. So what left behind here? X plus y by x. There you have to take out minus u bar square. Here x plus y by x left behind. So here what we have to take out? In numerator you have to give minus u bar square. Here minus u bar square you take out. So what left behind? 1 minus. Here it becomes 1 minus of 1 by n whole square. Okay. These two gets cancelled. The two things gets cancelled. Minus u bar square in numerator and denominator things gets cancelled. Okay. So now here we'll get x by x plus y by x is equal to 1 by 1 minus n minus 1 by n whole square. Clear? So again here which one is gets cancelled here? X gets cancelled. 1 ja 1 ja. So that will become 1 plus y by x is equal to 1 by 1 minus a minus b whole square, a square plus b square minus 2ab by n square. Put in brackets. Okay. You take LCM and send n to the top. So 1 plus y by x is equal to n square is goes up. Here n square minus 1 plus 2n. This plus n square minus n square gets cancelled. Plus n square minus n square gets cancelled. So what left behind? This one also send that side. So y by x is equal to n square by 2n minus 1 plus 1 become minus 1. So LCM if we take n square minus 2n plus 1 divided by 2n minus 1. In topmost what form we have? A minus b whole square. A square minus 2ab plus b square. A minus b whole square. So x also send that side. We need y now. Y is equal to x into n minus 1 whole square divided by 2n minus 1. This is the final result in terms of when you will get x and the n. So a bullet crosses a x distance, penetrates x distance, its initial velocity. This velocity become the 1 by nth of, it loses its velocity 1 by nth of its initial velocity, and it passes through the x distance. Then how much distance is to be traveled in a block, single block, to become its velocity 0. So that is x into n minus 1 whole square by 2n minus 1 is the required result in terms of n and x. Okay. Next, same thing we will consider for the second case. Note down this one. Of it. Finished. So next case 4. So in case 4 this one, what will get in case 4? So now I am going to drop this one. So when the bullet crosses a x distance through a wooden plank, its velocity become 1 by nth of its initial velocity. Its velocity become 1 by nth of its initial velocity. That means u by l. Okay, 1 by nth of its initial velocity. Then how much distance this bullet further has to travel to struck in the wooden plank or to stop in the wooden plank, or its final velocity will become 0. So okay, this we are going to calculate here. If the velocity of bullet, if velocity of a bullet becomes 1 by nth of its initial velocity after penetrating through a plank of a distance or displacement, distance x in it. What is the further distance it travelled to become its final velocity 0? Then it will come to rest after further displacement of. What is the further displacement made by the bullet? It should come to rest. What is the further distance and displacement made by bullet to comes to rest, to comes to rest. That means final velocity will become 0. Okay. First case. In first case, after traveling x distance, its final velocity become u by n. Final velocity minus what is initial velocity? U bar. So v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So 2a in the place of s, how much distance is travelled? X distance it travelled. Let this equation be 1. Okay. Next equation, when it passes through this block, through a distance x plus y, its final velocity will become 0. So final velocity 0 square minus initial velocity u bar square. There will be no change of initial velocity. So 2a acceleration it comes as it is, and total distance is x plus y. Let this equation be 2. Equation 1 and equation 2. Next, divide. Equation 2 is divided by equation 1. So what we get if we divide equation 2 by equation 1? So minus u bar square divided by u bar by n whole square minus u bar square is equal to, so what we get? 2ax plus y by 2ax. 2ax plus y by 2ax. So what things will get cancelled here? Observe what things are cancelled here. Here 2 gets cancelled, a also gets cancelled. So in left hand side portion, take common minus u bar square. If you take out minus u bar square in denominator, minus u bar square, what left behind? This is plus 1 minus of 1 by n whole square. Okay, is equal to, here what left behind? X by y by x left behind. So which things are cancelled here? Minus u bar square gets cancelled. Okay, so now simplify this one. So 1 by n square minus 1 by n square is equal to x by x plus y by x. So x by x gets cancelled. That will become 1. Okay. So now send that one this side. So y by x is equal to, so this one n square goes to the numerator, n square by n square minus 1. So later on you send this one. Next step you will send that one to that side. Okay. So what we have left behind here? Send 1 that side. Y by x is equal to n square by n square minus 1. Minus 1 it will become if you go that side. So LCM you have to take y by x is equal to n square minus n square plus 1 by n square minus 1. Now careful observe, plus n square minus n square gets cancelled. Send the x also that side. So y by x is equal to 1 by n square minus 1. So y is equal to x by n square minus 1 is the required result. So how much distance is further travel after crossing the x distance? Its velocity become 1 by nth of its initial velocity, x by n minus n square minus 1 distance it will travel. X already given, n 1 by nth n also is given. If you substitute, we will get the resultant distance, how much distance it has to travel to get to become its velocity. Final velocity will become 0. It travels y distance. That y distance we calculated here by using this one. What things you have to remember here? So main thing is this one, u by nth part of the initial velocity, nth part of initial velocity. Otherwise we will make some mistakes. Is it clear? So total we have 4 cases. So 3 cases already we discussed and learned. This is the 4th case, and also it is continuation of kinematics. 8. Motion in a straight line. Motion in a straight line. Okay. Based on this, so many problems they will ask in J Mains NEET. Okay. Take a screenshot, copy it.